Friends, the angels have a very clear message for you this month, and it's this. Do not hold the vibration of fear. Hold the vibration of love. Do not hold the vibration of hate. Hold the vibration of peace. I wanted to let you know that we'll be praying more together here on this podcast. In my lifetime, I've witnessed personally miracles that occur when people come together and use their free will to pray. The angels say it shifts energy, creates an opening for healing, and brings positive change. Please join me at the end of today's episode and every episode this month to pray for and envision peace on earth. We'll also be praying together over on my Instagram page if you want to join us at Angel Podcast. Now here's today's episode. Hello, friends. It's Julie, and I wanted to let you know that today's episode is a session that I did about last spring for a woman named Linda. And I asked her kindly if I could share this at some point on the podcast, and today is the day. Stay tuned with us. Next week, we'll be back with an all-new interview by Dr. Lisa Miller about the awakened brain. And she really goes into, this is next Monday's interview, really the science behind spirituality. So I'm excited for you to hear that show as well. Friends, I hope you enjoy listening to this session that I did from spring of 2021. When you get into that energy, that is the vibration of your soul, right? And we can teach ourselves to walk through that for like a minute, like 3 times a day. And the more and more that we do, the more that we bring our consciousness back to our intuition. And over time, as we do this consistently, we hear more and more from the intuition. So I want to start with who's the motherly energy on the other side, because she was like the first to step to the front.
Yeah, I would say my Nana. Yeah.
Okay. And who's the male on the other side who passed before his time? Was there like somebody in adulthood? My dad passed when he was 59. Sometimes they'll even come in their 60s and they'll say they were gone too soon, right?
Yeah, my papa. Yeah.
Okay. So know that he's standing right next to your grandmother over there, but are both grandmothers on the other side?
No, not.
Okay.
A great grandmother.
Okay. All right. So we're going to kind of break this down. Is it his mom that's on the other side?
No. Okay. It is, but I didn't know her.
Okay. So that's the grandma though, correct?
My Nana, and then a great grandmother.
Okay. Because what dad keeps showing me is like right next to him is mom, but then dad is also there next to him. So he's got everybody on the other side with him, correct?
Yeah. The three that I thought, yeah.
Okay. So just know that they're all stepping forward, and there's a lot of angel energy today. They want us to talk about your guardian angel. They want us to talk about Seraphina and the Seraphim, Gabrielle, and a couple others. What is it that you do for work? Because they show me that, here's what they say. Your purpose in this lifetime isn't like one sentence. Like Linda is here to It's like half of it is your service, half of it is your joy. We come here to also be joy here. When it comes to your service purpose, though, there's like this big component. What is it that you do for work right now?
I'm a project director for commercial furniture dealership. It's a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Do you manage a lot of other people with this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My
clientele.
Yeah. Is there like, is there a position though, like above this that you're going for?
It's when I work with, but it would be, a goal to round it all out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because Dad is showing me like you going for that, and like where you're headed is that trajectory of, he says it's 100%. So sometimes they'll say, okay, like something 60-40 or like 50-50. And he's like, no, tell her this is like 100%. What they're talking about though is kind of going back to what I was just saying. Mm-hmm. I feel like, you and I were kind of born into this energy that's very like, go, 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 do, push yourself harder, do more. And your dad said you're coming into this point in your life where it's like, you can do a lot in a lot less time than you used to. And he said, nobody's going to make the room for you to have that joy except for yourself. And he makes me feel like this is something that you've been working on over the last couple of years. But he said, you've almost got it. Keep going. Does that resonate?
100%. Yeah. And this is it would be this is my papa that I would say would be certainly saying that. Yeah.
Okay. So just know that, what they keep showing me too is that Gabrielle is really coming in on that joy piece. So that's Archangel Gabrielle. Sometimes they refer to her as a him in the Bible as Gabriel, but I see it more as kind of a non-gender energy. They come in and they really say, go to them, right? Go to Gabrielle when you feel like everything is just a lot of stress, and that you really just need that help getting into that energy. So you said Papa, but is that Dad on the other side?
That's my dad's dad.
Your dad's dad. Okay. So where's Dad though?
Living.
He's here. Okay. So when did he pass, your grandfather? Because he's very, very close to your energy.
Yes. Oh goodness. Was it last March of dementia? So. Okay.
And Grandma, his wife, was on the other side before he passed.
Yeah.
Because she said that she waited very patiently. So I don't know if she was on the other side for a while. She said that she was right there as he crossed over to the other side. Did you guys get to go? He keeps talking about his passing, and I'm not sure if you got to be there, but I keep seeing you speak to him. And I don't know if you knew that he heard what you said, but he said, I heard every word. And he said, thank you for being such an amazing granddaughter. He said, I am so incredibly proud of who you are. Did you feel almost like he was a father figure throughout your life at different times? Because it's deeper than just like sometimes like than a grandfather feels like. Like I feel like he had some mentorship in there, that he really talked to you about a lot of deep things. And he says that you recall sometimes those talks that you guys had. He needs you to know that sometimes, when you're like going about your day and you're just kind of minding your own business, but then a memory pops into your head from nowhere. Right. When you have that about him, know that that's a sign that he's sending you, that it's not you thinking of him. He's trying to get your attention by showing you something from the past. So you can just kind of like pause, connect with him, tell him you feel his presence, and kind of ask like what he needs you to know. Now, do you have the daughter?
Do I have a daughter?
Yes. Here.
No.
Okay. Do you have the kids, Linda?
I do not. No.
Okay. No worries. I'm going to ask them to bring that back around. because they had me write down kids and husband. Are you married?
Neither,
Okay. Talk to me about kind of like, they're saying, was there like a bigger long-term relationship, like in your 30s?
Yeah. Oh,
okay. Talk to me about what happened there.
A long-term relationship, 8 years, just me kind of hanging on. He had a son, and we didn't have children together. He said he wanted the same things, but just nothing progressed, and I exited. So, yeah.
So your grandmother keeps showing me like different snippets of this relationship where she was kind of watching it and helping with things from the other side. She said that you kind of beat yourself up for maybe like not stepping away from it sooner. And it's almost as if she's saying you go back in your mind and question whether or not you made the right decisions. Mm-hmm. And she said, you didn't do anything wrong, right? Like you didn't make any wrong steps. And she said, you're exactly where you're supposed to be right here, right now. I'm not of the perspective that, and I think marriage is probably going to shift a ton over the next 20 years, especially with this younger generation. So I'm not of like the perspective that we have to be married, but she comes in and she said it. I have them say it over and over because I don't like verbalizing this unless they do. She said that long-term relationship is coming in. Okay. So I don't know if you've prayed about this, and asked them, are you with somebody though right now?
No, I'm just out dating.
Yeah. So just know that they keep saying that, they know where your heart stands on this. And they said, you will have somebody who's like that lifelong partnership in your life. Here's what happens. Okay. You have two forms of consciousness within you. And the short synopsis of this is the way that your brain works, where your egoic mind is there's highways, okay, of thought. And you can see these two like little I think they call them neurons or synapses. They're little squigglies within your brain and they come together. And this is what a thought looks like inside your head. So by the time that you're 14 years old, you have all of these ways of thinking, okay? And each year that we live and continue to think these thoughts over and over again, it almost like solidifies them, more like a highway. So if it's like a dirt road when you're 14 years old, if you thought it over and over and over again, now it's like a super highway, okay? But this thought system isn't truth and it isn't real. It's something that helped humanity survive when we were back in the caveman days, but there's not really the space for it anymore. Okay. So an evolution of consciousness is humanity coming back into the soul self-consciousness, the intuition. The reason your grandma is talking to you about this is because sometimes, especially where humanity's at right now, there's like a crossing of the lines. And if you hear some healers talk about like we block ourselves a little bit, this is what it means. She said, because these super highways within your head, every time you think to yourself, I really do want that relationship. That's one truth within you. This other thought comes in from the superhighway that says, but it hasn't happened so far. I've been disappointed every time up until now, and I'm just going to continue to be disappointed. And so when you have your superhighway egoic mind telling you this, and you have really your intuition saying, no, I'm ready, like God, I'm ready, bring this in. There are now two energies that are like canceling each other out. You see that?
Right.
So we have to do work over here on our egoic mind to reframe things for ourselves so that we kind of like lessen this and the energy of what we're manifesting, co-creating can thrive over here. So what that means is that like when you everybody feels down. You can't control your thoughts. So I'm not saying to try and control what you're thinking. I'm just saying when you feel down or when you feel like, I really want this, but then that egoic mind says it's not going to happen, you have to talk back to it. And you have to say, it is going to happen.
Right.
The way to lessen the superhighway is through your emotions. So instead of attaching to the emotion and saying, oh God, you're right, it's never going to happen, I've always been disappointed, we're not going to go there. And instead, we're going to say, get in the back seat. I'm in the driver's seat. And instead, your grandma said, daydream. Daydreaming is a superpower. Okay. It reinvigorates your intuition. So when you daydream and you say, okay, I'm not going to go there. I can see myself at age 95. I'm holding the hand of the person that I have spent the majority of my life with. And God, I am just so grateful for this family that we have around us, these friends. This has been the best life. Like, I am eternally grateful. You're feeling the emotions of your future. And what I truly believe from everything that they've shown me is that somehow, some way, scientists are going to figure out here how energy works and one day be able to say, okay, there is something to manifestation and co-creation, because it's almost as if you're attaching to that energy of your like 95-year-old self, and you're choosing to go that way energetically instead of, woe is me, this isn't going to happen. Beautiful souls, do you regularly see repeating numbers, cardinals, or other signs? If so, your angels and loved ones on the other side are trying to tell you something. These signs aren't just a cute hello from the universe. These messages go deeper. These messages are about you, your life, your relationships, your purpose, and how God needs to work through you in this lifetime. Friends, we all go through moments where we question, am I doing this right? Am I on the right track? The thing is, our higher self knows the true answer. Our angels and loved ones in heaven do too. I've worked with the angels to channel the steps you can take to uncode your own personal messages and clearly hear answers from the other side. This workshop will give you your own unique way of communicating with your spirit team and leaning on them for support. After this workshop, you'll be able to integrate these steps into your life to clearly communicate with your angels daily. This workshop is on Saturday, March 26, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. It's called Signs and Angel Numbers, a divine guide to clearly understanding your angels. If you're an angel member, this workshop is included in your membership. Non-members can register for this workshop on my website, theangelmedium.com. And if you're listening to this in the future, you can also check it out on the website as well. And so your grandma said, the more and more that you can do this, the faster you're going to push through some of these blocks that you've just been having sit right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So she's excited for you because the more that you can daydream about those things and make it everything that you want. Like if you have this dream of going to Italy one day with your partner and walking around, see it, right? Like daydream about those things that are unique to yourself. Because she said 110% this is coming in. She's like laughing. She's like, but would you tell her we could bring this in faster if she helped us out a little bit over here? So was your birthday recent too? Because they're all saying happy birthday to you.
Oh, it was my 40th. Yeah. In January. Yeah.
Let's see. Is there another younger person on the other side who passed before their time, but more so like a friend? because there's somebody who's not on your spirit team, but they come in and they check in on you from time to time. And they've been there since the beginning, like hanging out on the side.
Yeah.
Female.
A female? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes this happens and then people email me later and they were like, I didn't even know that they passed. When you hear about that person, I just need you to know that she's on the other side. I feel like she passed of an illness, but you guys were friends when you were younger.
Yeah, I do know. And she was really close to a best friend of mine. Yes.
Okay. She's sick at the end?
She was. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because she's so sweet. She's just very like polite and she stays over to the side, but she's like, would you just tell her I'm here and that I agree with everything Grandma's saying? And so she comes in and works with you sometimes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. She also said to tell you, so she's like, listen, you're not going anywhere. Imagine yourself being here till you're like 95, 105 years old. Okay. She said, but sometimes I feel like you put a lot of pressure on yourself and it's fear too of like, am I going to do everything that I came here to do? Or are they proud of me on the other side? Or am I really doing? And she's like, you have to stop. She's like, you put weights on your heart. And she said, you have always done the best that you could. And she said, you always will. She said, you've always followed your heart. And she said, we're not supposed to come here to live 5 lifetimes in one. She's like, you can only do so much. And you have. She keeps bringing me back to the daughter too. Do you have a niece?
I do. Yes. 2. Yep.
Okay. Who's the one? And don't get confused on this. Listen, some people have lived like thousands of lifetimes with one another, and some people have lived just like 1 or 2. It's the difference that you can feel energetically. So there's one that you have a very strong connection with. And it's somebody that you've lived a lot of past lives with here, like different lifetimes. She's very strong, like you are, very like determined, very focused, a go-getter. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she said your friend comes in next to your grandma too, and they keep talking about how part of your purpose here too was to be here for her and to kind of pave a way a little bit for her. Because I feel like you and your sister are super, super close, have this amazing relationship, but are very, very different energetically. And your niece is very much your energy. She loves mom and like adores mom, but also gets incredible value out of having you as this person that she can look up to. Because what your grandma keeps saying is like, where your niece is going to go in this lifetime, she wouldn't have been able to get here without the work that you did to get here and teach her. So she gets to like stand on your shoulders here and go so much further. Wow. So they're encouraging you to kind of keep up that relationship and just be there for her when she has questions, or to teach her, to kind of pull her aside and show her kind of how life works, right? And how work works.
Right.
Your grandma said the other piece is, and how enjoyment works, because that's been a big lesson for you that you've had to get. And she doesn't know it yet.
Right.
Yeah. When it comes to Gabrielle, just asking her, sure she wants to go with that. You have a lot of different like energies overlapping. So if you ever look at a spreadsheet and you've got like a bar here and then a bar here and then a bar here, it's kind of like some people, when you look at their energy, just have one lesson that they're learning. You've got like 3 overlapping ones. Okay. So it's like you do a lot all at once. And what they keep showing me is that relates to your career too. So have you thought about, because you're not the type of person who's just going to be able to sit on the couch and watch news like when you retire. So your grandma's like, you've seen yourself, but you really don't let yourself daydream about it a lot. You stop yourself from it. You've seen yourself at some point stopping the career that you're at, retiring from that. And then this is in the future. And then having this other piece. Is it more of like a consulting piece where it's kind of like your business and then you consult out to other businesses?
I could do that. Yeah. Yeah. I've thought, it could be that in the future to just try and alleviate some of this pressure and be able to have a family or, how could I do that? So, yeah.
100%. So just know that they're saying that if you chose to go that direction, we all have fears, right? We all have fears of like, oh, Jesus, can we make this work? And like money-wise, could it all come together? And your grandma's like, beyond come together. Like it could be very, very highly successful. What she's saying is to tell you, one of the things that I do to alleviate those fears is sometimes when I'm working with my business, I keep things a lot of times below my means to give myself some wiggle room. And she said, you'll do the same thing too, because when you do that, you don't live with as much fear, right? And so you kind of have the ability to take risks or to give yourself a break when you need to, because you're not strapped where you're spending everything that comes in every month.
Right.
Yeah. If you chose to do that, you'd almost have it where before you stepped away, you'd know that you have like 3 to 5 major clients that you'd be bringing on and working with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really fun. I know we're talking about a lot. We're kind of bringing up a lot of different things. Anything that you want to go deeper into that we've talked about so far, or any questions about anything that we've talked about so far?
I think, everything you've said is so on point and just amazing. I think like relationships, family, is of interest.
That daughter piece too comes in for you because I feel like you still want to have children and you want to have that. And they said it's still like, don't let that egoic mind guy come in here too and say like it's too late. They said it's not.
Yeah.
And they said that you absolutely can have that family. I don't mean this to come out the wrong way because it's not about you at all. It's about your ex. I feel like sometimes we have different emotions, right? And you've forgiven him a lot, but sometimes there's this emotion of anger of just like, your grandma said, every action or inaction of ourselves has an equal reaction. So that is what karma is. You don't have to worry or hold that anger towards him because he gets that all worked out in his karmic life review on the other side if he doesn't do his work on it here and now in this lifetime. What she said is, do you feel that, what I'm saying?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
In order for the new piece to come in,
mm-hmm.
you have to release that balloon of anger, just like it is a balloon, to just kind of let it up and off of your heart. Because you can't punish him here in this lifetime, or you can't be hurt enough in this lifetime to the same point of what he's going to feel in his karmic life review on the other side. That's just how energy works. So she said, you don't have to feel that anymore. In fact, I feel like it's holding you back a little bit. And it's not like you want to do it, right? It's just energy that's there.
Yeah.
So what you can do is just continue to release that balloon as many times as you need to, or even feel like you're like scooping it out or letting the angels just come in, because it's all right here. I don't know if you feel that, but it's all here in your heart chakra. Yeah. So just kind of like let them like pull out just the string of it until it just feels like it's empty. And then once you do that, you always seal the practice with God's energy. So you just bring in God's energy, let it fill your heart, and that seals it so that that negativity just stays out. After that, daydream and see that little girl, right? See yourself raising that family and having that. And do you even have the name? Like, I feel like you've always had a name.
Yeah.
I don't believe that like names are something that we actually think of. I believe the names of our children most times, unless our egoic mind gets in the way, which it hasn't for you at all, I believe that they bring it into us, the soul of that child. So know that they say that it's, remember I told you before, like they'll split something. Let's say having that family is like 95%, and you've got that 5% egoic mind work that you're doing over here. Okay. Right. So that's what I want you to see. Yeah. Did you just feel how much that lifted like off your heart?
Yeah.
Good. I keep asking Raphael where he comes in for you, because there's a lot of Raphael energy in your field, but he normally comes in with like nurses and people who work with the body. Is physical health really important to you?
It is, yes. Yeah.
So that's where he comes in, kind of giving you strength to be able to go out and do so much within your life. And listen to that and listen to your body, because I feel like some people are more intuitive. Like everybody has their own gifts, God-given gifts. Mm-hmm. My best friend is a physical trainer. Mm-hmm. And I know from being around her for so long that she actually feels within her body everything first, whereas I kind of feel etherically, like out here. Yeah. She feels stuff within her body first. And so that's what Raphael keeps coming in and saying, is that you're very intuitive with your physical body sensors. So if you feel like something's off, doesn't mean that it's wrong. He just said it means like go inward and say, okay, I'm feeling this within my body. Like, what does that mean? Or what am I feeling? Or what thought is it tied to? Because when you kind of ask more and more questions about it, they're feeding the answers to you through your intuition, and they can help you release it. So that's another question to ask. What is it that I need to do to release this energy? Or what is it that I need? And that will help like lead you and guide you in your life to know like the next step.
Wow.
Yeah. Yay. So what other questions are kind of on your list to ask them?
Oh, goodness. Touched on everything, career, money, anxiety, stress, just family, and just like, I worry about, my dad.
Mm-hmm. What's going on? Like, mom and dad are still together, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. What's going on with dad? Like, does he worry about his own health?
He may, but he doesn't tell it. Like, he's stubborn. Yeah, but I can feel he might not openly share, but that energy from him, I can pick up that you're not telling me something, or,
Yeah. Your grandfather said there's nothing there, Like there's nothing, it's more like what they were just saying to you earlier. Remember when they were saying, and your friend came in and she said, it's like you worry about like, well, did I do everything? And like, when is my time? And like, what is it going to be like to go over to the other side? And like all of these worries, you and your dad, because that's the first thing that your grandfather said. He's like, they're exactly alike.
Yeah.
So your grandfather goes, would you tell her that there's nothing physical within him? Is he retired though, your dad?
He trying to, it's family business. So I'm like, for him to let go might be a change for him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more so about attachment, that when your self-identity is 100%, like all your eggs for your self-identity are in that basket, he doesn't know who he is outside of that position. And so that's where, and it's not, because you guys live closer, right?
I moved a bit away, but I still go up to visit. Yeah.
It's not like a phone conversation. What they keep showing me is it's like an in-person conversation where you guys go for a walk or like you're just spending some time together. But to say to him, Dad, your self-identity isn't just in the business. Like, whether or not you realize it, your self-identity has always been being this amazing father and this amazing grandfather and this amazing husband. And you actually have all of these other hobbies. And your grandmother just said, and would you tell him he has the same thing that you do, where you guys don't let yourself daydream enough? Okay. Daydreaming isn't something for elementary school children to write papers. It's an energy tool that allows you to manifest and co-create who you're going to be in this lifetime. Is your dad like in his early 70s?
Mid 60s.
Mid 60s? Because she's like, I have no idea what the heck he's freaking out about. He's here for a really long time. She's like, he has to daydream up what he wants to do next. Because here's how this works. Some people that I work with will pray and pray and pray. God, show me what it is I'm supposed to do next. God, show me what it is I'm supposed to do next. And they're like, Julie, I've been praying this prayer for like 2 or 3 years and I just don't know. And they make it seem like it's outside of them. It's never outside of us. It's a whisper that's calling to us within our hearts. Yeah. So when that whisper is saying, wake up with me 5 minutes early, or have you researched this one little thing over here? The laws of free will state that they cannot give us the next piece in the puzzle until we take this first piece that they gave us and take action on it. Mm-hmm. So if it's saying to your dad, have you just checked out this little thing over here?
Yeah.
They can't give him the next piece until he checks it out. But a lot of people, especially high achievers like you and your dad, what you'll say to yourselves is, well, that's just stupid. Like, that's not it. That's not the whole shebang. That's not the whole picture. So I don't want this. I want what's at the end of the rainbow. And they're like, the way to get to the end of like the rainbow is just by like one nugget at a time. Like, you just have to keep taking the steps. Mm-hmm. What your grandma just whispered is the same for that person that's coming into your life. Like, don't, if they're telling you to do that little thing where it's like, go out tonight, your girlfriend is asking you to go out to dinner, go out, listen to that fucking voice within you.
Darn way.
So when you have these talks with your dad, just like tell him, like, you just have to, like, what's that one little thing that's calling to you? Because he wants the whole apple and they're just giving him like one slice at a time, but he doesn't want to take the slice. The more that you kind of, I feel like you're going to have a talk or two with him about that, but your grandfather said it's really going to like click and resonate like, wow, my self-identity really is 100% in this. And you're right. Like if I just daydream and think about it, like there is a lot here for me. The other thing that I see you saying when you have this conversation with him is like, Dad, I need you to be here until you're 95. So I need you to daydream up something because you're not allowed to go. Like, you're not allowed to release your energy. And they said it might be a hard conversation, but they said it's a conversation that you just need to have, because I feel like sometimes, you know, like when you watch movies and kids aren't like listening to their parents, but they'll listen to like the teacher over there. Sometimes spouses won't listen to one another, but they'll listen to their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Is your mom's energy just like really light and like fun? And it's almost like she's almost like always like a ray of sunshine.
She can be, yes. Just doesn't have a lot of responsibilities, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. So at times I'm not connected, and I'm like, there's so much in this world and you have to but I can't push that anymore. She's who she is, you know?
She's here for a different purpose. Okay. So the way that I see it, people came here for one of three reasons. When you think about like our soul was just chilling in heaven before we came over here, everything was good. We had great lives over there. We were doing our thing. And then for some people, they were tapped and asked to come because there was work here that needed to be done. For some people, they raised their hands and they said, you know what, I really want to grow my soul in this way. I want to learn this lesson. Can I go? It's like, yeah. Some people, because we all have like soul subdivisions on the other side. So all the people who travel in our soul family get to spend eons with each other over there. So it's almost as if we were at like a family dinner one night and two people raised their hand and they're like, I think we're going to go back to earth. I think we're going to go live this life. And you're like, oh, Jesus, I really do not want to fucking go, but I don't want to be without you. And so I'm just going to go do it. Right. Like, fine. Like, I'll go. That's your mom. Okay. So your mom was just kind of like, don't really want to do it, but I'll just come and I'll just be part of this. You and your dad have kind of a mixture of both the tapped and the learning lessons, which is where you both have a lot of this drive and this fire within you.
Yeah.
So know that, because I see you having this daughter energy one day. Know that the children that we receive are here to help us embrace and love different types of individuals, right? So if your mom kind of said, oh, I'll go, and you and your dad are a little bit more fiery driven, typically our children are a little bit different, right? And so know that it's almost like two kind of daughter energies within your lifetime, with your niece being one of them too. Mm-hmm. You have that love of sharing your knowledge with her, and your daughter will be one of your greatest teachers. Okay. And you'll have this strong and amazing and huge bond between you. But sometimes it's just, sometimes you need both, right? Like you need to be able to share and impart your wisdom to someone. But like if I was to share and impart my wisdom to my daughter, she'd be like, meh, you know, like, you'll have that with your niece. Okay. So you have this powerful relationship with both of them, but you have a different outlet with both of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's interesting because they keep saying that your sister will kind of have the same shared experience with your daughter. like where she gets to kind of impart her wisdom to your daughter and she'll listen to her aunt.
That's awesome. I'm down for all of it. I'll have to say, my sister met with you, I think maybe in November, and you shared so much with her, and you shared that you saw a big belly with her in August, and she's due to have her son in August. And you had shared with her to not focus on the gender, and she wanted a son, and they were trying, and all of it came together full circle. So for that is huge, and thank you. I had to share that.
That's amazing. So she's having a son?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. August. So it's amazing.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Your grandma's saying she's worried about going on the vacation this summer because of everything that's going on COVID wise, and that she needs to not worry. And she said she needs a vacation.
That is so true.
Yeah. So let her know that. Just looking through my notes here. Anything else on your list? There's one more thing that they really want me to talk about, but I want to get to your questions too.
Honestly, I have the list here, and you have hit everything on it since we've talked about them. I mean, yes.
Yay. Okay. The one thing that they really wanted me to talk about too is that you have a lot of Archangel Sandalphon energy and a lot of cherub energy with you. So Sandalphon and the cherubs work with us in a way that really, if you've heard the term spiritual awakening, helps us bring us fully and completely back to our soul self. So remember that meditation that we did at the very beginning? The more that you do that meditation, and even if it's just like 1 or 2 minutes every morning, when you do that for like a year or 2 years, it completely resets your energy. And what'll happen is you'll be at work and you'll see an email, and your initial reaction within your body, because you're a feeler, will be to have that stress response. But you'll end up tapping back into that oneness and being like, nope. And you're just in it. Like when you do it a couple of times, maybe for a month or 2, you can then just say, I want to feel that tingly energy surrounding my body. And it's just right there. It's like you're in a bubble of just like God's love. And so when you do this, you're able to just hop right back in when things are stressing you out and reset your body's energy. The more that you do that, it will help you be conscious of rewiring that egoic mind. Because what can happen with this work is like, okay, I had this great reading and all these great things are coming. I want you to be able to really work and stick through some of those egoic mind thoughts. And the way to do that is by getting into that oneness energy and just holding it. It's going to make you more conscious of your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Yay. Awesome. Linda, thank you so much. And like, happy birthday. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you very much.
What day in January?
The 28th.
Oh, okay. I'm January 6th. So
okay.
Yeah, I've been planning my like 40th. I just want to kind of get away and
yeah, I wanted to. And you know what? I couldn't because of, everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So very small. But I was able to just go to Texas for work, but I, hit up the Magnolia Farms that I wanted to see and crossed off something on my list. But,
redo it next January and just call it a redo.
Exactly. Double time.
Yeah. You get to be a year younger for forever.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're amazing. And this was fantastic. And thank you for.
Oh my goodness. Of course. Of course. Thank you so much for spending this time with me.
Thank you. And happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Early.
Yes. Thank you. We'll be in touch. Beautiful souls, I just want us to take a moment and pray together. I want you to start by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I just want you to feel your crown chakra opening at the top of your head. I want you to feel God's loving oneness energy pouring like a waterfall of love into your entire body, surrounding your auric field, filling every molecule of space within you, surrounding you. And I want you to feel that you are so filled to the brim with oneness energy that it begins to radiate out like the rays of energy that radiate out from the sun. And friends, what I want to do this month is every time you come to the podcast, I want us just to pray together. The reason we pray, we have shown it scientifically, it does make a difference. When you pray, they have shown scientifically that it does something within another person's energy field. That person might not know that they are being prayed for, but something is happening energetically. So let's just come together today and pray. There's a lot happening in the world right now, and this is not about letting fear consume you. This is about taking your energy and directing it the way you want it to go. And so we're going to use our intention today. We're going to use the love that God has just poured into us today to radiate that love out, radiate our intent, prayers, ask God to surround angels with the people on earth who need it. And in particular today, we're going to ask that God surround with angels the people of Ukraine, to provide the people of Ukraine with angels that give them strength, that give them hope, that give them divine wisdom. Friends, this isn't a political thing whatsoever. This is a human thing. This is a collective consciousness thing. And what we're doing today is bringing more love into this world. So I want you to just take a moment to pray with me. Dear God, Universe Source, we know that there are babies that should be in a NICU right now, special needs children who should be in an ICU hospital right now, who are not able to because of the conflict that is happening in Ukraine. And God, we ask you to protect those children, to heal those children, to surround those children with the angels that they need to give them everything to become fully 110% healthy. God, Universe Source, we pray for the mothers who are pregnant right now, who are fear-filled of how they're going to give birth, where they're going to give birth. We ask you to put their hearts, their minds at ease and create a safe place for them to bear children into this world. God, we pray for the displaced families, the children who are unsure of what's going on, who have fear in their hearts. We pray for those children to be surrounded by angels of comfort, angels of love who fill them up so that they know they're not alone and they feel a semblance of safety, of security. We also pray for those displaced families, those who are left behind, those who are still fighting. God, we ask you to give them courage. We ask you to give them strength. We ask you to fill them with every single thing that it is that they need to get through this time in their life. God, Universe, Source, we ask you to provide everyone in Ukraine with angels to surround them. God, Universe, Source, we also pray for those who have lost somebody in this conflict, that you help bring healing to the hearts of those who are left behind. And friends, I just want you to take a moment to add in your own prayer right here, right now. Friends, your angels ask you to hold a vision of future Earth, and that is one filled with peace, with love, where there is all peace on Earth. And if your egoic mind comes in, gets in the way and says, "That's not possible, Julie," it is. We all have to hold that vision within our minds right now. So start by holding it within yours, by seeing all of Earth as peace-filled, as loving towards one another. Your angels say that now more than ever, it's so important for you to do your own work on yourself. Because when you're spiritually healthy individually, it leads to us being spiritually healthy as a collective. So doing the work on yourself individually lends itself to peace within all. When you have peace within you, we can have peace within the collective. So friends, please know that your angels do not want you to be fear-filled. They want you to, anytime your egoic mind brings in fear, use your intention. Use your ability to pray. There is no wrong way to pray. To pray for people you care about, even if you don't know them. Use this opportunity to look at your own life and the lessons that God, Universe, Source, your angels are trying to bring into you right now on how to bring more peace into your life. So that as you create a more peace-filled world for yourself, we can come into a more peace-filled collective as a whole. Friends, I want you to see one more time peace on earth, peace within yourself, peace within your own life. I want you to send that energy that you are filled with, that oneness energy, out to the world, out to the people of Ukraine, out to everyone on this planet who needs it. Remember, it's not coming from you. It's coming through you from God, Universe, Source. If you allow it to, that oneness energy is an unlimited source that will flow through you to everybody who needs it here on earth. Friends, thank you for coming together. Thank you for praying with me. Thank you for sending love out into the universe. Every single time your egoic mind tries to bring you back into a fear state, I just want you to stop for 30 seconds, call in your angels, and just pray. Just feel that oneness automatically radiating within your body and just send it out into the world to those who need it. Friends, I love you. Spirit loves you. Your angels, your loved ones on the other side, they are looking out for you. They're with you right here, right now. Open up your heart to miracles, to blessings, to this vision of peace filling this world. Bye, friends.